feels really good here. I think he's great follow-up damage, works well with the Cataclysm, but the Olaf is going to be the opt-in. Olaf is just so good into Camille.
I actually thought that the Olaf was banned. I didn't see the Victor ban because I was like so sure that that was going to be the ban at the ready. Let's get onto the Rift though, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1. The DN Supers taking on Hanjin Breon. No one going home after this one, but you will be able to escape that elimination match coming up immediately afterwards with a victory right here. Let's see who's going to be able to draw first blood. I have like going down the lanes, Wolf. I think in the early stages, Dudu isn't going to have like all that many all-in options until just before level 6, you could say.
Yeah.
And casting should be able to like keep him at bay and poke him down and things like this. But I imagine that Gideon's going to need to spend some time towards the top side, and so Teddy and Namgung are going to be isolated into Dr. and Peter. Maybe they can find some angles. And I don't like the idea of being Galio in this matchup against a Cassiopeia. I know he's pretty good at having magic resist, but outside of that, I think he's just going to kind of get peppered with Twin Fangs.
I like that Namgung is...
oh.
Yeah, so Namgung is up here putting the pressure on. I was like, I think Teddy should be self-sufficient. He has Cleanse. Never mind. We don't know what happened, but I think we can assume because I think Peter just went on top of him, ignited him there. Ducktom hit a Q or two, and that's the end of it. He has to back. He doesn't have TP because he went Cleanse, so that's going to hurt. Yeah. So Namgung got a little bit of value up here topside for casting, and casting has full control over this lane, but the same can be said of the bottom lane, and one of the tougher parts of this laning phase for Ducktom is now just gone. Like, he's just going to be coasting through since he's going to get level 3 much faster than his counterparts on the other side.
Did Teddy miss like a full wave?
Yeah, he has got no minions.
So he's got no minions so far. I'm just wondering whether
no
like most of them will have crashed. So I think he lost like probably the melees in that last one, but we'll at least be able to pick up a few extras here. But this is not exactly the start that the bros were looking for towards the bottom side. But top lane has been somewhat saved, and so that's positive. I say that. Dudu is going to go for a bit of an all-in here. He misses the undertow, so he's dead! There's the flash away, and actually, casting's not going to find the last auto.
Yeah, I thought he just walk on top of him and auto him, but I guess he canceled it by mistake there, or...
All right,
either way, they're still
I wanted to make sure that Gideon could get the kill. That's cute. Look at that. Well, that is going to be Gideon almost dying to the turret. And Namgung is also dead. Wow. Why? Huh. Still taking so much damage here, even though he has managed to stay pretty relevant in farm.
It's just so vulnerable, and like you can't put this pressure on forever. So as we're already starting to see, you know, the Shen comes up here, Dudu's gonna be able to farm this wave comfortably. Yes, he is down 20 CS, yes, he is down 700 gold for now, but that'll matter less and less as time goes on. Let's see what happens, right? Because this is my long-term take. I'm looking at the future and not the current present. As we do have now a 2v2 up here. Gideon is fairly nearby as we do have that rotation over. This is going to be a 3v3 battle, it looks like here.
This is a really smart play, though, from Bro to understand that DNS are going to be going for a fight like this. The taunt does come down as now Dudu is in a lot of trouble. He's going to be taken out. Gideon is also likely to be dead, though, and Peter is going to be able to lock that one down. The rest of the Bros coming on over to see what they can do here, as level 6 going to be gained from Roma and casting at the same time. A heroic entrance could bring them over, but Peter is already dead. Roma is definitely not going to be heroically entering because he's saying that he does have to protect this top lane. As soon as casting is beyond the river, then he is in danger. And if he dies, this is the problem, right? If he dies, Dudu's back into the game and it's kind of over. Dudu is not back into the game now because he's going to leave the game via the Death Chamber. Does put his ulti on cooldown, but does not waste the Ghost. And so Shavel will be able to make his way out. A new addition here to the DN Supers is casting now, looking to crash another wave. Peter is the one under here. Let's see whether he can keep himself alive, as he does have the Spirit's Refuge. That's going to help, but he has to flash, and the Audacious Charge is still there. Casting grabs another one, Cataclysm from Shavel, but the heroic entrance comes down. The Gargoyle delivery comes in here, as Casting, not sure about that one, and now Dudu grabs himself his first kill. Gideon's gonna have to flash away. The flash into the wall from Dudu is not what you wanted to see, and now the Blast Cone is gonna get blocked, or at least he didn't press the button, and now Roma is going to get himself out of here. What a cavalcade of mysterious plays. Good idea, so he already has those upgraded Merc Treads as well as the Negatron Cloak, so that feels pretty good. Okay, Namgung is going to have to try and run away from Charvel here. Will take a lot of damage, but eventually is able to do so. Gideon's moving in, though. Closer does find a bit of an angle towards Namgung. He is definitely going down, and Peter makes his way in as well. There is the rep-up, I believe, that actually managed to grab the kill onto this Cassiopeia, and Gideon is just fighting to get rid of Peter. But down goes Casting. That's actually a solo kill somehow for Charvel as he just murders Casting towards the top side of that fight. He will pay for it, though, with his life by the looks of things, as that was not the greatest buffer out of Teddy, but he's still able to grab the kill with the help of Gideon. Out here, Doctom taking a lot of damage, but this is Casting who can really destroy these turrets. Dudu is teleported in, though. This is danger. We just spoke about it, but that flash is on cooldown. Gideon's moving in, and Casting has made his way out. There is the stun onto Dudu, who doesn't have the Ragnarok anymore, remember, so Charvel very much dead, but they might be able to grab this Olaf as well. And honestly, I think you have to keep killing the Olaf. Like, make sure you keep him down for as much of this game as you possibly can. He is now a level behind, but I don't know whether that's even enough, as he's looking for a flank angle here. The Bros do have vision. True Shot Barrage over 3. That is massive. As Namgung goes in, he's going to separate Closer from the fight. The heroic entrance comes down. That's the combo that they were waiting for. And Dudu can just throw an axe over a wall and otherwise not participate in this battle whatsoever. Beautifully orchestrated here by the Bros.
Casting hits the poke, Teddy hits the poke, the True Shot Barrage comes through. Buttons, she dies, and one team fight. She dies sometimes alone, though.
Yeah, Namgung is also going to die here. Does manage to at least hook shot away, but that is the spike from the Q out of Charvel.
That's
he is
the other
able to lock him
one.
down. Getting advantages around this map and trying to suffocate DNS out of resources. All right, Namgung is just going to deliver a gargoyle to this one. Gideon finds the backline with a Hex Gate of all things. Charvel should be able to take out Namgung, but instead Namgung is going to survive on about 1.5 health. And Peter, he is not going to be given the same luxury. He will be taken out and Doctom zoned away by Roma, who just has so much of this. Magic Resist did in fact decide to go for the Abyssal Mask, regardless
That should be a
of the
Baron.
team comp.
And I do think when we talk about that go in and die and win the team fight for Camille, bit of a misplay there from Namgung. He walked out, he lived. You're not supposed to do that.
That's not part of the plan. They still won the team fight though, despite his best efforts to lose it. Walking in though here, that is the gargoyle going down, and Dudu getting some value, flashes towards Casting, who then just flashes away. So nothing that Dudu can really do about it. Gideon going to be able to throw that Wind Becomes Lightning forward, and Namgung is going to just get rid of Dudu here, dissuades him from going on forward. So Roma will die, but that is still a pretty good Rebel Baron power play. Right, heat tempo here in this game, but giving away inner turret, inhibitor turret is not exactly the optimal move, as Hookshot going to catch Charvel out of position here. Hextech Ultimatum does come in as Gideon knocks him up, and the Gargoyle flattens the Jarvan, so no engage opportunity here at all, and now the rest of DNS just out of position. Teddy, Arcane shifting forward, feeling aggressive, but there's the Scat of the Week to buy a bit of space, but the Bros will still be able to break the base open with the inhibitor falling down, and Doctom is almost just dead. True Shot Barrage comes in, and oh my goodness, just barely able to skirt to the side. Closer finally getting active here in this game. It's not going to be enough to help them out here. Doctom has to use his flash in that play as well. And the Bros, they can kind of do whatever they want. There is 2 minutes on this Baron, so at least the DN Supers are not going to lose out on that one. Dudu has some time to get some minions, I guess.
Yeah, he has TP. He's pushing out the super minion wave, so that's twofold good that he's both getting much needed experience in gold here, but also denying a win con here for the moment. Teddy eating some damage. Closer is playing a great game from his team behind.
Trying to figure this one out as the Stand United comes in on top of Closer, but the Galio comes in right on top of Doctom. They do take down Namgung. He does do exactly what he's supposed to and falls for the sake of his teammates. 3 now dead on the side of the DN Supers. Another beautiful team fight here for the Bros.
And Bro are going to be able to take out that inner. Both of them will go down here in top and in mid and can start looking for the 3 inhibitor trifecta. And I mean, with no closer here, they might just be able to end the game.
Wow, look at Teddy, just reckless abandon, able to do whatever the heck he wants inside the base of the DN Supers. Peter realizes that his turrets are gone.
Teddy has red bomb, he's dead.
I mean, Peter is very dead. There was not a whole lot he could do about that one. He could Shadow Dash infinitely and he still probably would have died. As Casting able to take the inhibitor here in the mid lane. And Roma might actually take a damage. Let's see. No, never mind. He does not take a damage. Shovel takes a lot of one, though. As now Dudu's going to show up once again, but look at this.
Wave.
Teddy is just hitting kind of everything right now as he sidesteps out of the way of the petrifying gaze. Closer just going to have to slink his way back to base, or slither, I should say.
Minions are trickling through. I think Bro are going to win this first game here.
Yeah, and you know, it was a disappointing performance in our first series from KT, but Bro showing that they are veterans of the KeSPA Cup. There is a reason why they've been able to win them in the past, and let's see whether they can cleanly close this one out. So far, so good, as Peter just came out of the gray screen, and he's now going to immediately go back in. Doctom at least does get the kill onto the Camille.
So many minions here. They could just slow this down. Play for poke. Teddy's
hiding. Namgung is going to face check him here. Does get knocked up. Dudu finds the angle, but the hook shot is going to be able to get Namgung out of there. Gideon with the Crescent Guard will keep himself alive, but the Bros, yeah, they are just going to play this one slow.
Very slowly, very, very slowly.
Cool, calm, and collected. Never mind, Namgung's going in, delivers the gargoyle. That is a massive circle to come in on. Namgung does complete his mission, but Romer is going to do the same thing, where he's going to go down, and now it's 3 versus 5. Shovel goes in to make sure that the Bros have it a little bit more even, but now Teddy and Gideon versus the world. And honestly, I don't think the world's going to be enough, because they also have a gigantic army of minions. Some of them, the super variety, and it looks like the Winions might be able to take this one. As Gideon goes in, his health bar's going up faster than it goes down. Dudu gonna have to run away. This is a jungle versus top lane. It does go down to the GA though, as now Teddy finally finding the angle. Scatter the Weak is gorgeous, though, and Teddy is taken down.
The Nexus turret respawns.
Oh God, don't tell me DNS are gonna get the reverse Bro against Bro. Oh, never mind, it's over.
Minions. They can. There's too many.
And sometimes the minions are the MVPs. So POG Wolf, that is the vote that we're going to have now, and I assume minions is an option, because I would like to put my vote in for them. That's a joke. It's Gideon. He was very, very good
I
this
think
game.
casting might steal it because boom damage and big gold lead, but who set him up?
Exactly. And Gideon also had the most gold in the game for like most of the game.
Namgung, honorable mention, although he did have some overextensions that almost cost Bro their position, let's say. Not the game, but it cost them their position there at the end. I like this. I like that you and I were the ones who, I mean, not, I'm saying you and I voted for this. I'm glad that other people were like-minded because he was the one who got the ball rolling, and that's what's, now it's a little bit more volatile. Is it is going to be closer picking up the Talia
Vi. Pretty good power, pretty good combo.
You mentioned the Vi so much, like DNS had so many different things they could play with this. They play coordinated, and they've got all the tools to bring this to 3, but that's always the question. Will they do it? Will they play well together with this ever-changing roster? We'll have to wait and see.
Yep, let's find out. Onto the Rift, though, for game number 2 of this best-of-3 series. Can we make it to 5 games today? That is the big question. As Doctom is on a champion that he does very much like. The Ziggs is one of his favorites, and Orcs would be very happy because he's taken the best skin. This is casting with a big advantage in the top lane.
Yeah, if you go Lethal Tempo, you're very confident in your spacing. I mean, Dudu didn't go for Electrocute either, so you're really able to in those extended trades, get that Lethal Tempo online and say, all right, how many dashes you got left? Because you're going to need a few. As Charvel, behind enemy lines here, might look for a bit of a sandwich.
Yeah, Peter is looking for the angle towards Teddy. Crashdown comes through, Deadly Flourish goes wide. As, let's see, Charvel should be able to lock down a kill, but that is one going over. That's a great sidestep here from Teddy, who just knows that he's dead, wants to get some damage onto Doctom, invests his barrier, and the Deadly Flourish almost kills him. My God, that was way too close. 4 minions in the lead, as the boomerangs are making things very frustrating here for Dudu, but doing okay. And honestly, like 5 minions, who cares? Namgung is now looking for an angle, though, towards Dudu, and he will get knocked up with that grand entrance. Hyperproc working out somewhat, and Peter is going to come through here. Yeah, they are going to move that Weaver's Wall in. Crashdown is going to be flashed here by Casting, but now the Cease and Desist will definitely guarantee this position onto Casting. He should be taken out here as Dudu locks down that kill. Now Namgung, he's also in trouble. He'll be taken out as well. And the DN Supers looking way better here in this game after that play.
Probably just consider opting out. Unless
there's a bit of an angle here. There are teleports available for both top laners, but right now Casting does have the Mega Gnar, and so that won't be there for this team. But that engage was absolutely sick. The quickness comes down. Charvel looks for the Cease and Desist, but that was more a request rather than an ultimate ability as Peter goes in. A lot of this damage is now missing though, and even though these health bars are so low, Gideon gets in there to finish off this kill. I'm not sure about how he was going to escape there, and as it turns out, he's not going to be able to. There goes the Jin, and now it's a double for Closer. These health bars very, very low.
A lot of control over this game right now.
Yeah.
I'm good once again looking for that engage.
Yeah, cute little knock-up, but the satchel does get Dr. Arm out of there. Bit of a fadeaway jump shot as he does get the water balloon back. Closer and Shovel are already on this, but Romer is looking to move his way in, but he's spotted. Cease and desist onto the Annie as Closer gets on over there. The Mega Inferno Bomb going to help out, and Shovel grabs that kill. That is a lot now on cooldown, but DNS, they get everyone together. The kickback is not fantastic, but it is enough disengage in order to keep them alive. The crush out here from casting, and he avoids the seismic shove. So the bros, they lose their Annie, they lose the Rift Herald, but at least they don't lose anything else.
And they close out the game. 17 and a half minutes in. The lead is not amazing, but their comp is simple. Caster Blessing for Bro?
Well, perhaps. Let's just see. The kickback onto Dudu. He tries to ult away, isn't quite able to do so. Does flash, though, and now he's Ambessa, so he's able to dash a really long way. There's the flash in from Gideon. They are so deep for this one. Somehow Teddy is going to be able to kill a Ziggs with some help from an Annie, so a little bit of a mid-lane dive scenario, as they do keep everyone alive, and it's 2 kills over to the bros.
And DNS do get with Closer in that bottom lane first brick, so that's a cross map of some kind. Let's see what happened here to Duck Dom. Looks like he was just trying to rotate up to help out, to look for an ult. Drops the ult on the wave, actually, on the top lane, and then just flash T-bruised, and then ulted by Teddy. Great angle.
Caught mid-satchel. You hate to see it. Because now Peter and Shovel looking for a bit of an angle towards Gideon. Casting actually going to be their target. There's the cease and desist, and this is the combo that never fails. You just select one to kill. Painted a target on his back. He has so much damage potential with those 2 items now completed as well. You can see Roma building towards a dash cannon, which will help get those tippers in order, but now Dudu is the one they're looking for. Public execution is not going to get him too far away, and the kick is going to push him out. Roma picks it up with a Q. Very nicely done.
No way.
Another Closer turret.
Yeah, he just keeps getting bigger. I think there's no way for Duck Dom to have impacted that play with his TP. Like, if he had gone in for it, he might have also just become a second victim there. So deciding to push mid and try to put as much damage on the turret as possible is the call for him. And as a result, they will be able to group up here and get almost all of it with this charge. And with the next wave, we clearly have. Yeah. And Satchel, it's gone.
Very nicely done. So the DN Supers do manage to pick off the entire outer ring of these turrets.
This is good stuff, you know, just group, take the objectives out. You lost your Ambessa, but you got 2 turrets elsewhere.
Oh dear. Well, at least Gideon did manage to get his blue buff, and then he's dead. Doc Dom is going to claim said blue buff, and now Weave as well towards the top side of the map. Roma is also in trouble. Throws a bear towards Shovel, and actually, maybe there is a turn opportunity. Deadly Flourish, absolutely fantastic as the curtains are being called, and it is curtains indeed for Shovel. Well, let's see whether they can lock down this next streak as well. As Soul Point going to be a big deal. Shovel going in. They do look to see whether they can lock down this Rakan. The quickness does actually come on through in the battle dance. We'll get him out of there. Down goes Shovel, and Namguk somehow survives. Public execution goes wide. Mega Inferno Bomb hits nothing. And the DN Supers are just falling apart. Peter is burning down. Tibbers is following him here and casting, looking for an angle. Peter is just going to die. So many things thrown at him there. And the curtains coming on through yet again. Closer in so much trouble. Dudu dashes on in. These health bars are getting lower, but I don't think the DN Supers can do anything here as the pros take control of this game.
Oh man, now they're gonna try to Teddy off, but this could backfire.
I don't know about that one. Closer is very strong. He does have the arm guard. He's going to break it here, but the grand entrance is perfectly timed. Still Dudu does find the mark, and the deadly flourish from Teddy. Will it actually work out? He's got a couple of shots left in the chamber. Namgun gets the knock up, but he also just straight up dies, and Doc Dom
Look for a Baron turn. They have all the tools for it. All they have to do is group around Baron and look for that buy till the turn. That's all they got to do. They'll lose a turret here right now as Overgrowth gets taken out, and that turret will go over. It's not a bounty turret, but here comes the punish.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall comes in. Teddy's going to be the target here as everyone is locked up into the sky. There's the Weaver's Wall on the 3. That was ridiculous. Teddy is going to go down, and it's a double kill somehow for the Rel. Not entirely sure how that really works. And now Gideon's put into the blender alongside casting.
Problem, but not as large as Closer, as Dudu is just killing the base. So they got to be active. They got to be proactive now. They've got to make a call.
Yeah, Namgung is going to go in. The Shattering Strike, though, is going to block him off. There is the interruption, and Namgung just does nothing with that ulti. Still, they do try and flash in the bear as Gideon looks to try and escape. Cease and desist into the backline, and Dudu, he's going to show up in the nick of time. Casting wants to find an angle, but all they get is a Guardian Angel. And unfortunately, yeah, that is not enough in order to keep them alive here. That is going to be a clean ace. They can grab a soul if they want, but they can also just grab the base. And Doctom, he's already hard at work, having teleported in there already. This Nexus is going to go down, and the DN Supers will deliver us our first full series of the tournament up against the Bros here. And now we get to go to Fearless in game number 3 in this meta, which is going to be really fun.
DNS close it out. They get it done. And it is finally them executing on this draft in a very simple fashion. It was really impressive to watch how they were able to pull the Bros around the map. And
yeah,
there was that one, messed up skirmish top side where, Breon got a little bit back into this game, but Hanjin were just not able to actually fight consistently. They had that bottom side fight that looked like it was going very well, but fortunately still ended up being a relatively even trade.
It is just kind of lights out for the Bros, so Closer will pick up the player of the game for this one. Paranoia, you don't know where that Realm Warp is coming.
Is it Sejuani for Charvel, or are they going to go, I don't know about this.
Oh my lord, this is aggressive from Charvel, and they are going to lock it in. So they do have a front line, right? And so you can afford to play a lot more damage out of the jungle. But this is a pretty all-or-nothing situation as far as that jungle is concerned. We do have a bit of a question mark as to where things are going. Support Nocturne. That could have been a thing, but no, never mind. It is going to be confirmed that tree in the support role for Namgung, and we are sticking to the Shadow Isles there on the bottom side of the map. I do like that when we keep it thematic. Really be crisp in their rotations in order to make this game work, and we'll see whether they can as we get onto the Rift here for the 3rd and final game of this series. Remember, the loser is going to face Kium TRX in that elimination match coming up in the next round. On down of his own.
He wants level 6 so badly. If he can get it here, he might be able to actually look for a skirmish, but without it, I don't think so. There it is. Can they find Charvel?
Yeah, Nature's Grasp going to be a very important one, but Peter does have the Unbreakable Will. As in they go, there's the Pulverize, there's the combo as Gideon keeps himself alive. The Paranoia not quite enough, and down he will go. Peter is there with the Unbreakable Will, so he is not a target that they can actually lock down. We're able to get a whole lot of value as Dudu just absorbs pressure there on the top side of the map. There is the Twisted Advance from Namgung, and now the Nature's Grasp comes in. I think Namgung would have wanted to stand in front of that ulti, as it's a decent effort to try and get out of the way there for the Yone, but Closer is still going to die. His health bar is not up and available. And now Rift Herald, possibly an opportunity for the Bros with the Cow solo.
Yeah, trying to come back in here, though, is Peter. He heals. He's still got that ultimate. He wants to try to find an engage. He finds it.
Yeah, he gets on in there. The Supreme Display of Talent comes down, and all the Bros' health bars just start going down. The Dawning Shadow, though, to help them out. Closer trying to run away, and what goes out of that soul is going to have to come back. Teddy, can you get any of these kills, though? And the Crocodile's the only one that's been able to finish anyone off. How is it only Peter that died?
The engage was fast. They split the fight. They take Roamer out, and that was a great play from Dudu there, that all out, just isolating him on the follow-up.
Well, now Peter does not have access to the Unbreakable Will, so he gets a little bit feared, and Gideon is able to take him down. Doctom now in a little bit of trouble himself, but he's looking for a kill onto Gideon, and I spoke wrong. It was, in fact, Gideon. The minion wave, Peter and Charvel just being so frustrating. This Kiana always lurking in the jungle makes it so difficult for the Bros to ever move up in these lanes unless they've made sure that they have a man advantage. And now, that ultimate you were talking about is going to be used from Namgung. He locks down Peter, but Peter does not care, right? He's going to go turn it around into a pulverize of his own. Down will go the Maokai to start this one off as a teleport in from the DN Supers. They want even more. The Paranoia, right? It's not really how that one works.
Yeah, when the Alistair is out tempoing and out aggressing this Nocturne composition, you know, and setting up the Kiana for great success. Like, that's been the story of this game, is support jungle.
Yeah, well, they look to try and get it engaged onto Doctom, but he's going to be absolutely fine. Roamer is trying to get those machine gun spells off, but Doctom just flashes over the wall, and both the tree and the Nocturne are dead, and Roamer gets interrupted. He has to try and flash away.
Team Peter Pog, or you team Sharple Pog?
I'm probably a Peter Pog.
I'm a Peter Pogger for sure.
Peter Pogger picked a peck of pickled peppers?
Yeah.
I think that's actually part of the tongue twister. All right, they're going to move over towards this top lane. Let's see whether the bros can actually find an angle here. The Realm Walk comes in, but immediately they are pulverized. And Peter is just able to do anything he wants. That's a big crocodile into the back line, but it's just not enough. He locks down the Victor. Is that all that they can get, though? That is the question, and the answer is, I think, absolutely yes. It's a double for Closer. They still have plenty of damage. Teddy's still alive, but he flashes out of the way of Dudu. This Dusante is so scary. Even tanking a turret, Teddy has to flash away.
Great in this game, has been fine, has been a lot of side lane power, but he was really in that first early combo, and otherwise it's just, it's not about his ult, he's just doing damage. Where are the Maokai ults? They can't even see anybody to ult.
Peter knows exactly where the Maokai ults have been, and that they've been only on the cow. Yeah, and Peter's also now hex flashing towards enemy junglers and just pushing them away from the fight completely. That is a guaranteed Baron lockdown by the DN Supers. They are not giving this one away. It's 12,000 gold the advantage. It's about the lead they had when they lost the game to Bro before. And let's see whether they are able to get that monkey off their back and deny any sort of embarrassment once again. I have a feeling they're going to be absolutely fine in this one as the first inhibitor looking to go down. The next one likely to follow in swift succession here as the DN Supers with a Baron will have an army of minions now to bear down on these Nexus turrets. Overstaying their welcome can be dangerous, but when you've got an Alistair, I don't even know whether it necessarily is, because you have so much extra
who can hurt
tankiness.
you? Like, now Actualizer's online for Roamer. They got one more chance. One more.
Well, let's see whether they find an angle as Namgung goes in and immediately takes the Death Chamber exit. He will be out of there. And the Arcane Storm, I mean, at least they got that cooldown, but that is not enough value. And Teddy is just tickling Dudu. He's doing no damage at all. The center problem, ladies and gentlemen. We've been seeing it over and over again. In they go. Shovel just explodes Roma. And Dudu's going to take that opportunity to just go in. And in fact, go all out. He finds a beautiful Q. Down goes Teddy. Gideon wondering what he's supposed to do. And I think hanging out on the fountain while his Nexus goes down is his only option. As Bro, unfortunately, not going to be advancing. They will be taking on Kium DRX in the lower bracket, and it is the DN Supers to face off against Homolife Esports or Gen.G in the next round.
DN Supers with a bit of an upset win here. I don't think it was a very clearly defined favorite coming into this series, but I think most people would have predicted Hanjin Brion to take this series. Dudu will actually pick up player of the game.
I am mind blown. He would have been my fourth choice, I think.
He did have that one really cool play where he pulled Closer out. Oh, I'm sorry. Pulled, why am I blanking on?
Gideon?
Roamer. Pulled Roamer out
of
of the fight.